Hello dear everyone, welcome to Fit with Khalida. Today we will be doing a lower body release, relaxation and flexibility session. Hi Amy, welcome. I will be using, like always, not just stretches but also gentle movement and some self-release, trigger point self-release tricks that you can do. Hi Jane, that will help you hopefully to be able to work on your flexibility a bit more deeply and also more comfortably, because if you go into deep stretching right away, it can be quite uncomfortable and also it's less efficient. So I like to warm up my body with specific movements, and this we also do in our Boost series. And these free sessions are usually inspired by what we are doing in the Boost online program. So you will get a feel for what we do there, but also it's like a bonus for anyone who takes my online classes or is curious about them. These sessions you can do perfectly on their own, because everyone has lower body, everyone has legs, feet and dancers. If you can take care of your lower body, then it travels up all the way up to the top in your posture. Hi Gary. So you will need today a yoga mat or towel, something on the floor if your floor is hard like ours. Let me see, yoga block or two, one or two. We'll be standing on them. Next to that, a rolled up sock, one of my favorite ways to warm up. Let me get it for you. To warm up before doing other things, just to get the bones in the feet moving, and then all the rest will move too. If you have it, or even if you don't have it, I recommend also this foot roller. It's by Tendu. It's wooden. I use it for before I do points practice in ballet. This is quite hard and quite uncomfortable on the feet if you are very tight. But if you release first with the sock, then roll, then you have more effect. So I'll add a link to this one. Not affiliated. I just like it. I think that's it. Let's have a sip of water, because as you know, hi Gary, hi Raya, as you know, hydration helps with flexibility, so I just have a sip of water whenever I think about it. It really makes a difference. And magnesium as a supplement, magnesium citrate, also helps if you get trigger points easily, like me. Movement helps, hydration helps, and magnesium also helps. Cheers. Also, if you have any questions about flexibility, let me know. I'm talking a bit so you have time to log in. If you have any questions about flexibility, strength, or dance in general, let me know in the comments and I'll be happy to make little future videos. Also, while you are here, I am, in May, I will be continuing with Fit with Khalida free videos, but we will do once per week, because I have a backlog of videos that I need to edit and I don't want this to become too big because my phone is getting full. So once per week, either on Saturday or on Thursday, it'll be 1 week strength and the other week flexibility. So one after the other. Let me know in the comments which of these days is best for you if you want to join live. 12:30 CET, same time as now. Okay, let's begin. First of all, just stand. I will move the camera a bit so you can see my head until we go into stretches. So like this, simply stand and sense where the weight is in your feet. Is it on one side? Is it centered but a bit to the front? Or is it more in the heels? Or is it in the ball of one foot and in the heel of the other? This is just very good information to know, because having a feel for it might help to center it. And if you don't sense it well, let's do a little trick that we use for shimmies also. Bring the weight with your full body, including the head, Michael Jackson style, to the front until you almost lose balance. And then you come back. And you let it settle, and you might feel a little relaxation reaction after a couple of seconds. And that's muscles releasing that might have been holding you. So if your weight is slightly off center, parts of your body are working harder, and this can translate into tension that you don't want to stretch out, you want to work it out just by centering. This might release, so do that first. Let's do that. Also, pre-test, do a plie and come up on one side, do a plie, come up on the other side, see how that feels. This will hopefully change a lot. Just 2 cents. Okay, now to the front until you almost lose balance. Boosties know this, we did this week for Egyptian shimmies. Come back. Exhale and let everything go. Same thing to the back. Until you lose balance. Then come back. Exhale. Let things settle. This always takes a second or two. Now to your right, and every time you step again, check for your feet and try to realign them so the second toe and the heel are aligned. Not the inside of the feet, but the heel and the second toe. So this is my big toe, second toe. It'll make your feet like a little triangle, and that's perfect for releasing tension. So check that. You might be slightly off, or you might be aligning the insides of the feet, which is actually a bit of turn out. So from here, let your arms flop, breathe, relax the shoulders, and come back. Exhale. Now check your arms. You might have now one longer arm. Let me know in the comments if this is true. For me, it's 2 centimeters difference. Just hanging and relaxing loosens up the upper body too, and the same for the legs. Now let's even you out. Other side, in. I'll go like this so my head is in frame. Inhale, come back. Exhale, test again. Now my arms are evenly long. So only 1 second, changing your relation to gravity releases tension immediately. So we had front, back, side, side. Let's go diagonal. And this you can do every day without warming up. It is very healthy to recenter your feet and your body. Coming back. Relax. This one I felt in the arm too. Now, other side with back. So diagonally back in this heel. Stay there until you feel something happening. Center and back. Check. Diagonal front on the other side. Try to leave your toes long, even though they're gripping. Grip them long if you feel like your feet want to help. Come back. Inhale. Exhale. Final corner. Other side, weight in the heel. Head goes with you. Stay for a second. Come back. Relax. Shake that out. And you might now even feel your feet better, as if it's easier to register where the weight is. Does this make sense? Can you feel this? I feel this a lot if I do that and if I have tension in my legs. Now, for fun, twist your pelvis and check where the weight is. It now comes in the ball of one foot, heel of the other. And if that is what you usually feel, it might mean your pelvis twists along with it. Center it again. Feel the change in the feet. Other side the same. Twist, one hip forward. And after a second or two, the weight changes, yes? To one ball, one heel. Bring it back to center. And let things happen. Hi, hello, welcome. Now from here, interesting also, bring your, I will put the camera down so you can see my feet better. I have socks on because it's very chilly. But if you have one arch that is lower than the other, this translates in the hips also, and you might feel it when you walk. And there's an easy way to wake up the feet like that. So if you check my foot, I don't have high arches, but a little arch. And I bring my knee to the front, it flattens, yes? Then if I bring it up, it lifts a little. And if I bring my toes up, the arch really wakes up. So if you do that standing on your foot, bringing the knee forward, let the foot lengthen, coming back up, let the foot come up, go back, without any parts of the feet leaving the floor, and it'll wake up your arch. Second thing to do, if you turn this leg in, let me bring you closer, hello, if you turn this leg in, the foot flattens and it relaxes, and if you turn this leg out, the arch wakes up. So that's strengthening your feet, just turning, rotating the leg in your pelvis. And then shake it out. Other side the same, other side the same. So one thing, forward and let the foot flatten. It'll relax all the way up, coming up, go back, let the arch come up, center again, same thing again, lengthen, up, arch goes up. Now lift the toes, and you can see hopefully the arch wakes up when you lift the toes also, unless you're turning in a bit. If you turn in, it'll lengthen, and that's a very healthy stretch. It's not a problem if your feet are flat, as long as you can move in and out of it. Okay, now turn this leg out without the foot changing, and it might wake up stuff in your feet. Okay, now grab the sock. We'll do the sock trick to make this deeper, and you will have a deeper plie instantly. So do this before ballet or any belly dance practice. Even for martial arts, it'll wake up the lower legs. This sock goes under the inside of the ball of the foot and under the big toe. The rest of the toes hangs off, and it will wake up your arch. From here, bring your hips over the knee. Bring your hips over the foot, and the knee travels on. And then you rotate in, you come back 3 times. In, back, in, back. It's like a deep massage. Walk around. And it kind of relaxes your breathing also. There's a lot of tension going on in the feet, and if you relax that first, you have to do a lot less stretching for more results. So that's why we take time for this. Do this every day and your life will be different. Okay, I'm on the sock. Let me show you like this. With my big toe and the ball, the inside of the ball of my foot, I straighten up, and then I bend this knee and I bring this hip over the foot until I feel this little balance reaction. 1, 2, and then I reach around the corner. So first straight on and then around, and I come back, straight on and back. Kick off, kick away the sock, and walk around again and tell me how that feels. It should feel, especially if you walk next to your yoga mat, as if your feet now have a bit more reaction and they give you more information, and it will help here. Try it, your plie. I forgot to test it on one side, but it should be a bit more subtle. Yes. Okay, next thing we do, yoga blocks. We'll do heel drops. We're working our way up the calf muscles now. 2 blocks. Grab a wall or a table, something for balance. I'll do like this so you can still see me next to the comments. You can see my booty and legs, yes, not my head, but my head's not doing anything. So from here, I will be hovering with my heels hanging off the block, trying to straighten my legs all the way. And then I bend one, bring the heel to the front, and then the other. So straight leg, heel down, bent leg, heel to the front, like that. Switch, straight leg, and then heel to the front. My socks are getting in my way. Let me take off my socks. That will be easier to do. Okay. Now I'm warmed up. With cold feet, this is hard to do. Okay, there we go. So 1, heel down, bring the hip over if you can. You'll feel a deep stretch. Other leg bent, heel forward, forward, forward. And then you gently pull the toes and press the heel forward, forward, forward. Let me show you from the front. I try to wiggle out any tension while I'm on my toe here and stretch in both directions. Then on the ball of my foot, same thing. That's actually a bit too low. Like that. Same thing. On the ball of my foot, my heel goes forward. It's more gentle with a block. Yes, you could do this on the floor, but then it just hurt your feet. So I use a yoga block, something squishy. And same thing here. I try to not go out or in only, but centered. And then I wiggle. a deep stretch for the toes and activator for the shins. Wiggle your toes and your fingers. And now try again. This releases the shin a little. Other side the same. Toe stretch, heel forward, forward, forward. And then gently curl the toes under, very gently. Go easy on yourself. You can keep your hips back to make it light and bring the hips forward for a deeper stretch, so you regulate. Then once you're on, wiggle, 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 wiggle. Shake out the calf muscle. Same thing, oops, with the toes under, so bringing the heel forward, heel forward, heel forward, put on the toes, and from the front, wiggle. Wiggle that ankle out, and then out and in, out and in, out and in. Okay, that's quite a deep waking up here. And check again, check again. Does this help? Any of these? If this helps for you, let me know. For me, it does make a difference. Now we'll go into the back of the lower leg. A little self-release for any trigger points, muscle knots that you may have. And this also for shimmies, kicks and any dancing makes a huge difference. I am stacking 2 blocks because it makes it easier to find whatever you need to find. It makes it easier to travel with the knee forward without putting too much pressure on the leg. So I elevate my foot, I come forward a bit, and I search with my hand for the bottom of the outer calf muscles, the gastromimicus, it's hard to pronounce, but where this one meets the deeper muscle, the soleus. So you have the calf muscle here, the one you can hold, and grab the one that you see. Where this ends, where this meets the deeper layers, usually is a good spot for trigger points. So what I do is I dig in with my hand, I make a knife hand from martial arts. I dig in, or with my thumb, all around this part. And if I feel something, when you travel forward you feel it more deeply, I go easy a bit, so I press hard to find. When I find it, I go easy a bit, because it can be very sensitive. And then I breathe, and then I move. Heel up, heel up, heel up, so in and out of the tension. And I move the knee, and I can move my thumb, and you breathe. That's how you dissolve. It takes about 10-15 seconds. If it's very, very deep, they happen closer to the bone. You just do this a couple of times a day. So that's one. There's also one usually on the inside of the calf muscle at around the same height. You might have more or less. Just find 2 for today. With this, I use my hand like this to search when I find something. So if you don't have a foam roller, you can spot check yourself here. Then I move in and out of tension. I'll wiggle this leg, mobilize the hip. Hi Beata, welcome. And then I move actively by bringing my heel up and forward and back, up and forward and back. Also good for points practice. Okay, it's only a few seconds. Let's shake this out and test again. Again, there might be a difference. For me, this leg now is more released in front, funny enough. Okay, to complete, grab your shin, dig in, and rub. Now rub up, 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 behind the knee also. Also the feet, top and bottom, and around the ankles. Like we did with the upper body last time. Shake that out, and sense. Now, other side, the same. So if you're working on splits or whatever, doing this before doing the deeper stretches, it makes so much difference because it transfers up the back of the leg, top of the leg, and the hips. So do this first, or do this regularly, and then you can go faster. That's why I'm starting my flexibility series with this kind of stuff, to help you open up the bigger blocks of flexibility first, and then once these are cleared, you can go into stretching quicker and with more effect. So I'm digging on the outside where the two calf muscles meet. So it's about 1 hand width where my fingertips are for me. Just dig around, knee to the front, and you will feel hopefully something. Go back and forth. And then once you have a good spot, wiggle there. And while you keep pressure, heel forward as far as you can. For my dancers, better for traveling steps if your heel goes all the way over and down. Last one for the lower legs, inside calf muscle. Check, check, check. Travel. You can also Thai massage your upper leg using the outside of your lower arm. Here you rub, and if you find a good spot, you can be more efficient and do this while you dig in here. That's level 2. And you breathe. If it's too painful, just go easier with the pressure. Digging with the fingers and lift, lift. Oops, going back to the center of the block, otherwise it will flip. 3 times. And I think that's it. Did I do the outside also? Just to be safe. Last one. Front back, wiggle. And then foot in the center of the block, heel forward, heel forward, heel forward. Okay, that's that for this side. Let's do the rubbing already. Heel up the leg, behind the knee, important one. Also for being able to extend your leg. Hi Barbara. And then feet, the ankles, top, wiggle the toes and try again. This might help your plie for the front. Okay, let me check time. Good. How does that feel? Is this helpful at all? That's something that I do for dance. Now let's move a bit deeper. I sit on my feet like this and I try to keep the heels together. Depending on flexibility, this might be enough, or you can sit back and you can walk your toes under. Walk your toes under, or you can walk the knees back to make this deeper. Always trying to keep those heels together. And now let's add some upper body while you're here. Interlace your fingers behind your back, press down, and then let's look up and down 3 times. Now get off the feet, put them down. Also try to keep the heels together. This is more tricky. Walk the knees out again to lengthen your shins. And sit yourself down. Here you can use a block or sit down all the way if you can. Again, interlace the fingers. Other finger on top. And look left and right. Pressing the hands down. Then from here, lift one knee after the other. You can hear my feet go crackle. Lift one knee after the other. Yes, like that. And then you can try, let me see if I can make this more comfortable. You can try putting your hands behind you. Putting your hands behind you. And then lifting up the hip. And putting yourself, moving yourself around this foot. Lifting this hip up. And then pulling the pelvis up will give you a deep stretch in the front here. And then you lift the knee, lift the hip, lift the knee, lift the hip. Switch sides. Same thing here. On the leg, knee travels out. Imagine someone's pulling your toes back. Then support yourself. You can be on blocks, by the way, for that. And this foot is out to help. Lift it up carefully, just do a couple of times. 2, 3, you can move side to side. Always moving, always breathing. Inhale and move it up. Hello, welcome. And then a trick to make it easier on the upper legs. Hi Maria, hi Nasreen, hi Jane. From here, test first how high your knees can come. Then imagine, you can stay up if this is too heavy, but imagine your toes pressing into the floor or mat. Press, 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 press with the toes. You can also extend your fingers. Inhale, hold, exhale, relax, and then try again. And now my knees go up more, meaning this has relaxed. Let's do one more round. Let's do 3 rounds. Toes press into the floor. Press, 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 press. It's a really good strengthener for the lower limbs. Relax and exhale, and right away lift those knees. Last one. Press, 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 press with the toes into the floor. Relax and lift. Okay. You will feel this probably. Let's see. Next flexibility session. So next Thursday, let's do a Thursday. We will do kettlebell swings where we will work on the front of the hips and the back of the top of the legs. So now we're focusing on the lower legs. And the week after that, I will be doing hip openers again. So for now, the lower legs will be the main focus. Let's sit down and do a final foot massage. And then hopefully you will be walking on clouds for the rest of this Saturday. So this is the routine that I like to do. I sit myself down, and you can put your foot on a block if it's more comfortable. So I just turn in like this. It is a hip opener, and also you can massage your own leg using your heel. If you do this, we do this exercise as a warm-up in martial arts. I like this because you can hold your shin, and with this hand you can simply rub the sole of your foot, rub your sole. Then from there, make a fist, and with the knuckles, dig in the part between the ball of the foot and the heel. That which supports the arch, and you might feel stuff there. Yes. Then interlace your fingers and toes if you can. So you put a finger between each toe, or you just grab the toes, and you circle while turning your shin in. If you turn your shin in, it will turn the hip out, and it will release the ankle also. So I'm circling and I'm pulling in here. And then lengthen to work on your posture at the same time. Hi Kathleen, welcome, welcome, welcome. So we're doing a final foot release, but you can do this separately as well. I have my feet, my fingers and toes interlaced, and I'm pulling in here. Then from there, I will grab with 2 hands my foot, thumbs under, fingers on top, and I try to widen my foot like a fan. So I'm pulling the toes away from each other and pressing in with my thumb in the ball of my foot. You can see that, like that. So I'm pulling away with my fingers and my thumbs press in. And now my favorite, I grab, or let's do toe pulling. You pull all your toes. Pull, just grab over them and pull away. Because your toes have muscles, we don't use them often, we should, like your fingers. And if you pull, it lengthens them and releases a lot of tension. And if you did the balance test in the beginning, your toes may have gripped or may have not had the ability to grip, and this will give you better balance also. So lengthen, pull your toes and flip out, flip. Make a little snap sound. Can you hear that? Toe snaps. Now we go to my favorite. That's grabbing the top of the foot with one hand, grab the heel with the other, and you're going to wring it out like a sponge. And this rotation will help your arch, it will help the small muscles in your feet to lengthen and contract, and it will give you a lot of relaxation. So even though this looks awkward, yes? So hand on heel, other hand on the forefoot, and you're going to wring it out in opposite directions. So my heel goes out, my other hand goes in. Let's do 10. And my thumb, let me do like this, goes in. Excuse my neighbors. I hope they won't be too loud. But you know what I mean, yes? Let me read. I catch up at the right time. Yes, foot stuff is so relaxing. If my neighbors get too loud, then you will have to repeat this on the other side by winding the video back. But I'll try. If they're not too loud, I'll do the other foot with you, because this is the final exercise. And then, as finale, tap your foot to wake it up. Rub your ankles, rub the top of the foot, rub the back, and shake it out. And now stand on both feet and feel the difference. Feel the difference. It makes me breathe more deeply. And then bend and straighten, bend and straighten. If you want to do other stretches, I have a YouTube with hip stretches that you can do straight after. I'll add a link once I've uploaded this video in the comments and in the description. If you do that, the hips right after this, it'll go deeper. Let's do the other foot quickly before the drilling starts again. Yes, okay. So the other side, martial arts warm up, just sitting in any position where you can hold your foot. From here, we're going to just rub to warm up, wake up, tap a couple of times with a fist. Then, what did we start with? The opening of the fan. So my thumbs go under my foot, thumbs go under, fingers on top, and I widen my toes. I pull them away from each other like a fan. Yes. And then, with your fist or fingers, rub the part between the ball of the foot and the heel, like that, like a cat. And just wiggle out, wiggle out, wiggle out. Then, interlace your fingers and your toes, or just grab the toes, whatever feels comfortable. And with this hand, actively pull, rotate the shins in. It'll rotate the hip out and rotate something in the ankle bones also. So, I have to squiggle my fingers between the toes. If that's uncomfortable, just grab your foot, pull in here, sit up straight, and circle. Let's do 5 and switch. Again, 5 and switch. We always do this before kicking practice in Taekwondo. And I think for dancers it's also good. Then release your fingers. Let's do the sponge, wringing out the foot. One hand on the heel, the other around the forefoot, and you do opposite spins. It doesn't look like much, but if you do that and you relax into it a bit, after a couple of times you will feel like, oh, things are waking up. It's really good to get circulation going also in your feet. Yes, then I can do this forever. Then again, with your fist or your hand, rub the bottom of your foot. With your fingers, rub the top. Pull your toes. You can pull them one by one. Just cover them with your hand and pull gently. Pull gently. And then you can do pull snaps. Pull snaps. Whenever you get a Thai massage, back when we still could, that was my favorite part. Yes, it makes so much difference if you take care of your feet. We're on them all day, and they're easy to forget because they're so far away from that head that we get in too much. Yes, so give your feet some love. It will make a difference, really. It will change your life if you do this regularly. Everything else will start loosening up. It's like when you move the fingers. I have a message that my battery is low, but we will make it, we will make it. Okay, rub, 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 rub. Rub the ankles, rub the top. Smile at your feet. Wake them up. One final time, the tapping. Tap the shins, tap the calf muscles, tap the rest of the legs, straighten them, flex and point, wiggle the toes. And that's it for today. Walk around on this just once to feel the difference. And let's come back to center, the way we started. Just to check in if if the weight in your feet now is more centered than before. If it is, then your hips are more centered and you will walk better today. So let's try this. Just standing. Inhale here. Exhale and release the legs. Let's make a little circle. And then the other side to center. If you can feel where your feet are, you can do this next to the yoga mat if that's easier to feel it. If you can feel where the weight is, try to center it by moving your hips. Yes, if you twist your hips right, It goes in one heel. If you twist your hips left, it goes in the other heel. If your weight's in front, pull the pelvis up, it'll center. If your weight's very far in the back, relax here a bit and it will center. So you're aiming for a little turnout for waking up the arch and then centering. Use your hips. Okay, that's my little lower limb, the lower part of the lower limb routine, one that I do often. It helps me for dance, it helps me for life, and it helps me for martial arts practice. I hope it helps you. If this is helpful, let me know when I put the recording up. You can rewatch this video anytime in IGTV, it will be there. I will check now the comments because I might have missed. Thank you, by the way, for being here, for joining. Yes. Thank you too. Let me know if you prefer Saturdays or Thursdays around this time for the future ones for May. We will do once per week. And for me, both days are fine, but if I do all of them, then I don't have time to put the videos up. And that is also important that I can share them. Oh, it's good. If this is helpful for you, spread the word. You can share this video later in your stories or make screenshots. I'll pause for a moment. You can make screenshots and share it and bring people to Fit with Khalida. It's a free channel and I want to put healthy, feel-good things here for movement so people can move better for a longer time. Yes, and this will hopefully translate into your life. If your feet are released, if your legs are relaxed, if you are relaxed, life will become easier. And that's my goal for Fit with Khalida, to help you help yourself to feel healthy so you can move and have more time for life, for your loved ones, feel more healthy. And for my boosties, these are little bonus videos. There will be one per week starting May that you can supplement our online classes with, and hopefully it will make your shimmies, which we are working on now, even more juicy. Yes, and before I forget, thank you so much. Before I forget, if you want to become a boostie, aka one of my online students, we have already, I think, around 60 enrollments, and enrollments will close on Sunday. So I've briefly reopened season 2 for shimmies. We have already done 2 weeks, but there's 10 weeks left of live sessions, and you will get the videos of the first 2 weeks forever, so you can catch up at your own pace. So if you want to become a boostie, learn shimmies, but also learn relaxation and gentle strengthening exercises to help you with dancing from the inside out, to help your posture. If you like that, sign up via Khalida Bech. It's my other profile. I will add a link, and you can get a 10% discount also just because. Okay, that's it from me. I will see you hopefully maybe in Boost on Monday or next week. Otherwise, next Thursday we will do kettlebell deadlifts and kettlebell swings, which is my favorite way to strengthen the back of the legs, to open up the hips, and also to do a bit of cardio without it feeling like a lot of work. So Thursday, 12:30 CET here at Fit with Khalida, kettlebell training. If you don't have a kettlebell, you can substitute with a backpack, putting some weights in there, or books, gold, whatever you have that's heavy, and you swing that. So you can find something, but if you have a kettlebell, that's better. And if you want to study with me online this spring, summer, go to @KhalidaBech and go to the link in my profile. You can get a free drum solo class and be a boostie. Yes, that's all for me. I wish you a beautiful weekend and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.